Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to go over the items that I generally take with me. Now these things are going to vary a little bit depending on what I'm doing. For example, if I'm going out looking for critters or whatnot, I'm probably not going to take my hatchet. There's no need. I probably won't take my little alcohol stove because if I'm not staying overnight, I don't need to boil water. I'll just carry the water with me. But generally, this whole section here is the items that I take with me on most of my trips, if not all of my overnighters. So without further ado, let's get into what I'm gonna bring with me. So starting down here, here's some fun items. I always take my cell phone with me. No reason not to, you know. It's got a GPS on it. If I need to call an emergency number, say that I get hurt, if I'm within the range of any cell signal, by law, they're required to allow you to call emergency services. So it's just stupid not to take a cell phone with you, especially considering if you're going out alone, you're going to need some backup, so to speak. So take your cell phone and throw it over on the side. The second thing I sometimes take with me is a fun item. This is a solar panel array. And on the inside here is my USB hookups. So I can set this sucker out in the sun, and I've done this before, unroll it, set it up in the sun, and I can charge my cell phone from dead to full in about an hour and a half. I can charge my camera batteries in a couple hours, 2 to 3 hours. So I keep it just because it weighs virtually nothing, and it's fun, and it's exciting, and if I don't have room for it, then I'll take one of the other items instead. But I usually, if I'm going on an overnighter, maybe 2 days, I'll take it with me because frankly, the battery in my camera ain't gonna last that long. So that's number 2. I take my titanium cook stove with me. It's just a billy can, a pot, and I'll usually stick inside of it my alcohol stove. Along with my alcohol stove, I take the fuel with me. This I get from the dollar store, and one of my dollar store items. So these 3 things are essential for any time I go overnight. Along with that, overnight I will have a couple tarps. Now these aren't your run-of-the-mill tarp. These things you get from the dollar store. This one I got from actually Walmart for 50 cents. This from the dollar store. I have a very nice $40 to $60 Reflectix tarp. I think it's a 12 by 10, 15 by 10, something like that. However, if you're making a fire and you're kind of in a forest area, cramped area, sometimes you don't get to pick the optimal spot. You just have to make do with what you can. If there's no widowmakers above you, then you just park yourself wherever. And sometimes, especially with pine wood, it'll pop sparks and you'll burn holes in your tarp. So why ruin a $60 tarp when you can get a 50-cent tarp? Now, to me, that just makes sense. I can ruin a tarp pretty quick, and I don't care if I ruin these. So those go with me. A couple of them, they're cheap, why not? I use string. Now this one's a mess. I gotta organize this nonsense. But I'll take about 10, 15 feet depending on the situation, and I'll grab a rock and I'll tie it. I'll put the rock into the tarp, wrap the tarp around it, take the end of the string and wrap it around there. You see me do that in a video, so I take the string with me. I always go with nylon because it does not stretch and it's very strong for its weight. So I can take some very lightweight string and make a good quality anchor out of it. I take my knife, and before I go, I always touch up the blade on my leather strop. I don't take my leather strop with me because they're too easy to break and ruin. Gouge, equipment hits them and breaks them, so I'll always carry my Mora. Sometimes I'll carry a fun knife, like I just sharpened up this knife. I'm taking this with me this weekend. This sucker is like a machete. The handle, terribly uncomfortable, but you know what? I'm probably gonna be using gloves when I wear this, and it's razor sharp blade. I'm gonna find out how well it holds a blade, how well this blade holds an edge, and you know, fun thing to tinker with. It's heavy, so it's not going with me everywhere. It's got a nice sheath, semi good quality. I don't expect this thing to be very good, but you never know, and it's just a fun item that I sharpened up to tinker with. So I'm gonna take a fun item with me. So 2 knives. My hatchet, the one I just did the handle blackening on. It looks beautiful, by the way. Nice and smooth and grippy and awesome looking, and still smells like a wooden mixture of wonderful, celestial, nutty, oh, just that down-to-earth, spicy beef jerky smell. And razor sharp edge, and I will wrap it in my first aid kit. Out here we got rattlesnakes. In fact, where I'm going, there will be some. And if I find them, we'll do a highlight of that type of critter. But I will wrap the blade in this, my bandage. Now, those advertisements things you see, the snake bite kits with the suction things, they don't work. They don't work. Studies have been done to prove that it only removes between 0.4, and 5% max of the rattlesnake or any venom when you get hit. Those proteins from that snake venom bind to proteins in your body and destroy them. There are amino acid chains in there that wreak havoc, and they hit your body and spread like oil in water. You drop some hot oil on some water, you watch that thing fly over the surface. So it's happening in your body, and you can't suck that out. So the best thing to do is to slow the spread, not stop the spread with a tourniquet, but slow the spread with a compression bandage. And then if things get dire, I'm going to chop the limb off with this. Just kidding. I don't think I could do that. But going to bring my hatchet with me. I believe that a hatchet, a good quality hatchet, can take the place of a knife and a saw. Where I will be going, there'll be junipers. Juniper wood is fairly easy to break from the tree if it's old enough, and I can just split it with this and break it any way I will find. A saw makes it easier, a knife makes it more fun and easier, but a good hatchet can take the place of both. But in this case, I'll be driving to within easily a quarter mile of where I'll be pitching my hammock, and so I'm taking all three: knife, hatchet, and my saw. This is my Arboreal 21. This is my big saw. This is my fun saw. This is the saw I take almost everywhere. Folding blade. It has a bit of weight to it. I can take a smaller hand saw, but the amount of energy I expend cutting wood with a smaller saw is less than the amount of energy, or excuse me, is far more than the amount of energy I will expend using this saw to cut wood. Make sense? It's heavier, but it uses less energy to get the wood. So it's all about a balance of energy, expenditure of energy when you go out, especially in a survival situation. If you see an animal in the distance and you think, okay, that's food, how much energy are you going to expend going to get it and risk not having food, on a side note, versus saving that energy and eating something easier to get? Just a thought. I'm going to be bringing 3 different lights. This one I hang from my Ridgeline. This one I will wear if I'm doing specific tasks that require both hand. And then this sucker, which is just a bright beam of light and shines 2 different ways: a small spotlight and a who took my lunch, where is it type of light. So 3 different lights. Like I said, I'm not going too far away from my vehicle, so I'll be able to easily handle that. A jacket wrapped up nice and tight, a windbreaker specifically. This is called a bivvy. It's a survival item. It does not take the place of a sleeping bag. I don't care what people say. This is called a tacked bivvy. And I can wrap it around my sleeping bag and help preserve body heat if it gets cold. It won't get that cold, but you never know. We're in the desert, and sometimes the winters get even the springs get surprisingly cold. Just some cordage that I'll probably use to tie the bandage to my hatchet. Of course, food and water, which I don't have over here, but I'll be taking a lot of water. It is the desert. I won't be near any water, so I will have quite a bit of water, upwards of a gallon or more, just for an overnighter. It gets hot during the day, and in the day you can sweat and lose and evaporate up to a liter of water an hour. So you need some way to replenish that. And some good carbohydrates to replace the energy I'm going to expend goofing around. My Tinder Kit. In here, I've got my fire still. I forgot this. Sometimes it's an essential item. I will have dryer lint. It's my go-to. I will have my fire still. It's my go-to. I don't like using matches because they're not very reliable, but a 5,000 degree spark from a ferro rod has always been reliable for me. So that's my oh my goodness, it is my Tinder Kit. And it's small and it fits anywhere I put it, and I love it, and it doesn't leave my side. I'm going to bring a little what's it for touching up the edges on my blades. It's got a 1000 grit on one side and a diamond's Versus on the other side. I don't know what the grit is on the diamond. Feels somewhere around the 700 range. If I scuff up the edge of my knife or something, I can take the burr or the chip and minimalize it with this side, flip it over on that side, polish it up to almost hair shaving sharp. And it's small, fits in my pocket. That's really all I take to touch up the edge of my blades. You need that kind of thing. You never know when you're going to overswing, hit a rock, damage your hatchet, make it much more difficult to use. So that thing weighs next to nothing, so why not bring it? Because I've got baby butt soft girly hands with calluses thick enough to turn the pages of a book, I bring gloves. And not only that, even if you don't have giant man-sized calluses on your hands, or if you do, it's just smart, helps protect your hands. My next thing, Ridgeline. This is what goes between the side, one end of my hammock to the other, but I can hang things on. It's a lot longer than I need it for backup reasons. Here's my hammock. In here I've got a hammock, a zippable bug net, and 2 straps to put at the trees. So I'll be hanging up from juniper trees. The roots go deep, and they're strong trees, and that's what we're going to do. We're using the hammock. I can't sleep on the ground. Why even bother sleeping on the ground like a peasant? Headgear to keep me warm at night. In here I've got my wool blanket. You see it peeking up in the end there. And underneath that I have my underquilts. Both of them. I probably only need one, but I carry 2 because I like to sleep in luxury when I go out. And I'm just a pampered camper is what I am. So that slides in the side of my pack, and it's probably my bulkiest item, but it's slick and fun, and I'm taking it with me. Can't sleep without it. Oh yeah, camera gear, like what you're standing on there, what you're looking at me through. I bring in my camera gear. I got 2 different stands. My extremely disappointing Joby mount with the breakable, easily breakable interconnecting joints that I can twist and grab onto different things. This is my 3rd or 2nd one. I might be getting another one because these things seem to break so easily. I don't know if other people have that problem with them, but I wish there was an alternative that was aluminum and not plastic. So that'll go with me because it's so versatile. My pack. This is a 75 liter pack. I got it off of Amazon for about, I think it was actually about 70 bucks, 50 bucks, somewhere in that range. I'm a Mr. El Cheapo. I've had $150, $200 packs and they've broken. Why do that when you can look at the reviews and find someone that's had these kind of packs for years and have no trouble with them? Inside this pack, I have got my dollar store sit pad, bringing that with me, and where is it? Hand warmers to throw in the foot of my bag, and one other item which I feel it's in there. It's gonna stay in there because I'm running out of time. It is my little grill. I have a stainless steel grill. It's about yay big. I can set it between some rocks and roast me a steak over a fire. It's perfect. So dollar store sit pad, my pack, and a little surface grill. This is my 0 degree sleeping bag. I've had it for years. I've been in 5 degree weather, not too cold, 5 degree Fahrenheit, and it has been perfect for me. It's not down. It's a ceramic material. So I would like to someday replace it because it's heavy and it's bulky and I can't fit it in my pack unless I want to lose 2/3 or 1/3 of my space. So I'll generally throw my pack on my back and carry this in my hand. A little handle there. Okay, come here you. I always take my stick, my staff, my snake hook. That'll be my right hand, well my sleeping bag's in my left whenever I go. And to this, I will also attach a GoPro sometimes, and that always goes with me. And then, of course, a jacket to go under a windbreaker if I need to bring me down to lower temperatures and not be uncomfortable. And that, my friends, along with the water that we don't have here, comprises my general go-to type, every time situation, outdoor and camping, bushcraft and fun. You always can go less. But if you go less and you need something, you don't have it, life kind of sucks. You can always bring everything and use less and make do. So that's what I bring with me on. These are my general every time out items. So I don't generally waver too much from these. One of these days I'm going to do like a Walmart challenge where you buy all your gear from Walmart and test it out. We'll see how that goes. Got a budget to stick to, so that, my friends, is just simple video. 10-15 minutes. All the items I bring with me. And if I'm going somewhere where there's going to be water, I'll bring less water with me and bring a water filter. I don't use a Life Straw. There's another brand that's 100,000 gallons where the Life Straw is only about 800. So, trying to think if I forgot anything. Comment below if you think I forgot something or if I'm bringing too much. If I'm bringing too much, well, it's not your back it's going on. So if I feel like carrying, I also carry the clothes on my back, an extra pair of socks, because you never want to slide wet socks into a dry sleeping bag. And ladies and gentlemen, like it or not, your feet sweat. Everybody's got feet. They usually stink and they're always sweating. So you put those sweaty old nasty socks inside your sleeping bag, you're going to be cold. And sleeping with cold feet just stinks. So I bring an extra pair of socks, and I usually an extra pair of pants, or for you overseas folks, an extra pair of trousers, if I've got room for them. If not, I'm a nasty person. I'll just sleep in my clothes and get up in my clothes and do my things in my clothes. And that, my friends, is, that's what I bring with me. If you've got anything that you think I've missed, go ahead and toss it in the comments. We'll talk about it, and thank you for joining. Remember to hit that like button, share, and smash that subscribe button. I love you faces. You guys are awesome. I will see you on the next adventure. Hopefully, we'll be recording that tomorrow night. Fingers crossed. We don't have something come up, because life happens. See you next time. Bye.